I blame men for the decisions that I made, and I hate the truth. I also punish the men in my present for what the men in my past did to me. Thus spoke the modern woman. Man, it is crazy what some of these women will do. And the extent that they will go to emasculate men nowadays. It's no wonder men are so weak now, for the most part. There are a few strong, sturdy, godly men out there. But man, it's like even these men that are in their 30s or 40s, maybe even 50s, that I see out and about at the grocery store, at the gym, or the coffee shop. It's like they haven't even grown into their manhood. And it's crazy to see. It's crazy to see. It's like, what have you been doing your whole life? And then I look at the woman that they're with and I'm just like, oh, okay. Gotcha. I see. But really what I want to talk about in this video is, where are these ladies' fathers? And I don't even want to call them ladies, some of them. I would just say they're females. Because a lady is one of chaste and virtue and integrity, and is not a loudmouthed, just disgustingly annoying individual. At the gym, over the past few weeks, there's been a couple different women that are trying to, I guess actually 3, that are trying to latch on to my energy. And it's like they're dogging me around, trying to follow me here and there. And there's, like, they are attractive. Don't get me wrong. They are attractive physically, but I am well aware of who they really are and what they really are. And they still got a lot of demons left to fight in themselves. They don't really have faith in God, and they don't fear God either. That's for damn sure. And so it's like, I don't want to be responsible to be the father of these women that have never heard the truth. Because really, in my experience, women that are not truly aligned with God, they cannot handle the truth. They absolutely cannot. And it's, for me, it's difficult to watch some of these women. For example, at the gym today, a woman that was talking to an older guy, and the older guy came by and was like, "Oh, you're making me look bad." And she was like, "Well, it's easy to make the men look bad in this place. Ha ha ha." And she was joking, but we all know that behind sarcasm like that lies excessive jealousy. And it was like, I could tell it was like there was some dick envy going on. And I'm just on it's not the squat rack, the leg press. I was on the leg press, and I'm just doing my thing on the leg press. And they start talking about how she's just this rock star of a person, and he's just pedestalizing her. right in front of me before my eyes. Just, it's crazy. It's like, and she's just digging it. She's digging the attention, and she's enjoying feeling as if she's better than all of the men. Genuinely, she seemed that way. And it was like, I couldn't believe my ears. I couldn't believe my ears. It's like, I'm hearing this, and yet I genuinely cannot understand why women like this want to live this way. What makes you so turned on, really, by feeling this way? It's psychotic. It truly is. Like, you don't know how goofy you sound right now. The only reason that you don't sound like, it was very irritating to me to hear this, because I knew karma's coming for her. One way or another, karma's going for her. And this is part of the Jezebel spirits for all the men out there. You truly have to watch out for women like this. They are possessed by the Jezebel spirit. And I want to bring up a Bible verse from Proverbs. It's Proverbs 7:10-12. And it says, "And behold, there met him a woman with an attire of a harlot, and the subtle of a heart. She is loud and stubborn, and her feet abide not in her house. Now is she without, now in the streets, and lieth in wait at every corner." So even the Bible says she's for the streets. Like, she is. It's in the book. It's clear as day. And what is the subtle of the heart? It's like this cunning cleverness, right? Because women are really good at attacking your reputation through innuendo, right? They're really good at attacking and trying to find your weakness through innuendo as well. And this is part of a shit testing process, right? I don't know if any females that are listening to this are familiar with the term shit test, but it's basically women are categorizing whether or not their male is suitable for a long-term relationship of some kind, saying certain kinds of things to either poke his ego or anything of the sort. And, I actually don't mind shit tests. I actually would prefer a girl that knows how to shit test me, because that way I know that she actually has standards. Because if she doesn't shit test me, then like the Bible says, she is for the streets and she lieth in wait at every corner. So she's just, waiting for anybody to just show up. She's ready for anybody. Please throw yourself at me. No, that's not the godly way. But seriously, you have to watch out for these Jezebel spirits, men. In my past, I would say this. We're going to get pretty deep here for a second. In my past, I felt spiritually castrated as a man up until about 3 years ago. I was emasculated my whole life, it seemed. And some examples of emasculation include offering men as a woman unsolicited advice. Anytime you criticize how he spends his time alone, if you ask him for help, but then you say that the way he's helping isn't the right way to help. Complaining about anything and withholding respect for that thing that you're complaining about. If you are trying to boss him around and break his will, if you break a man's will to live, how the fuck is he supposed to protect you? Have you ever thought about that? If you genuinely, like this woman at the gym, who says that it's easy to beat men. Who the fuck do you think you're talking to? Who do you think you are? You're like 5'1" and 110 pounds. A 12-year-old boy that weighs the same as you could kill you. That is not, like, that is the truth. I don't think you realize how strong men can really be. Especially teenagers. Teenage kids, oh my gosh. They are strong. They are very strong and they have a lot of energy. And you're a, 24, 25-year-old woman? Your pride is going to get to you, and karma will come. But some other examples are comparing him to any kind of man that you've had in your past, or trying to treat him as if he's a robot. There's a song called "The Man in Me" by Bob Dylan. And it says in the lyrics at one point, he's like, "The man in me sometimes will hide because he doesn't want to be seen as a machine." Something like that. Because men get stuff done, generally. And it's not like women can't. I'm not saying that at all. But that is the role of a man, to get stuff done. And it is amazing to see the lengths that some women will go through and go to not feel like they are the problem. The amount of mental gymnastics that you will have to go through with some of these women is just not worth it. In fact, I don't even speak to these women. If they ask me a question, I'll either just nod my head and move along, or I'll just not respond and I'll just pretend like I didn't hear them. Because that is the best way to move around these people sometimes. You have to move a certain way. You have to move in a way that, especially as a chosen one, for all the chosen ones out there listening to this, you have to move in a way in which you allow certain kinds of manipulation to occur for the sole purpose of understanding where they're trying to take you. And this is a paraphrasing of a quote from Andrew Tate's father. I'm not necessarily a fan of Andrew Tate. I'm not necessarily not a fan of Andrew Tate. I'm very neutral when it comes to Andrew Tate. I think a lot of what he says is true, but I'm not so sure that the lifestyle that he lives is something that I would advocate for. But he does say a lot of truth. And this is one of them, where he says, allow manipulation to occur so that you can use your mind to break the trap of where your enemies want you to go. Something like that. And I think that's a very, very strategic and true statement. It's like, what are these women really trying to get from you? What are these men trying to get from you, women? You have to logically think about these things. You have to genuinely logically think about these things. So stop blaming people for your issues and take responsibility for your issues. And because the world absolutely does not owe you understanding. And that was one of the hardest things I ever had to learn. So with that being said, peace be with you. Till next time.